It's time again for the Science Bowl.
Zoo Parade for 5. What big teeth the hippo has are actually a pair of these. Science Potpourri for 10. Would a snake most likely eat every day? Every week, Dateline Science for 10. Why are some elephants wearing necklaces these days? Green things for 15.
And now, here's your host, Mr. Z himself, Dave Zarin.
Thank you, and welcome to this special edition of Science Bowl. The two teams you're about to meet have won once already, and today's winner will be the fourth of the 4 semi-finalists in this year's middle school competition. Let's meet the schools now. First, from Kenmoor Middle School, please say hello to Alex Yu, Vishnu Rachakunda, and Ahmed Kamil. And from Samuel Ogle Middle School, please say hello to Alex Cook, Tiffany Jaja, and Chuck Dobrzelski. And now here are the categories of questions we use on Science Bowl.
Okay, Mr. Z, here's today's categories. Green things, questions about plants and all things green and growing. Zoo Parade, a Noah's Ark of questions about animals. Body systems, we'll see how much you know about yourself, about things like breathing and growing and digesting your food. Let's get physical. Questions that test your knowledge of physics and chemistry, earth science and space science. Then there's Science Potpourri. Here's a grab bag of science questions, everything from air pollution to the kitchen sink. And finally, Dateline Science. We'll ask you about science history and science in the news.
Here on Science Bowl, we arrange our game board according to question difficulty, with easier questions worth 5 and 10 points on the left, and increasingly more difficult questions worth 15, 20, and ultimately 25. Both of our teams start out at 50 points apiece. No penalties for any incorrect answers. At the end of the 2 rounds today, we will have our 4th semifinalists, joining Benjamin Tasker, Drew Freeman, and Martin Luther King in that winner's circle. Let's make sure everything's working properly. Vishnu, would you try your buzzer? Thank you. Good luck to you, to Alex, and to Ahmed. And Tiffany, would you try yours? Thank you. Good luck to you, to Alex, and to Chuck. Are we ready to play?
Yes.
All right. Yeah. And you know how to play this game. You've demonstrated that already. So may the better team win, and congratulations again on all your success to date. K before S, so Kenmoor, Vishnu, let's start.
Science Potpourri for 10.
Potpourri for 10 points. Teams, one of our schools, Vansville Elementary, recently was awarded, because it's so environmentally friendly, the LEED Gold Certificate. If it keeps getting better, it will go 1 precious metal better to the PT level. What is the PT level, Kenmoor?
Platinum.
Platinum. They can go platinum, just like records with recording artists. Go, red.
Body systems for 15.
Body systems, 15 points. Teams, if you put a cracker in your mouth and continue to chew it, the enzyme salivary amylase will change one kind of carbohydrate into another right in your mouth. What will change into what? For 15 points, Samuel Ogle. What carbohydrate into what carbohydrate?
Wait, when it starts into sugar. Starts into sugar.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Turns into sugar.
Please.
Turns into sugar.
Yes, it does. It absolutely does. Starch into sugar. Nicely done. Thank you, Chuck, for your assistant, Alex, too. Tiffany, go.
Let's get physical for 10.
Let's get physical for 10 points. Teams, if you rub a glass rod with a silk cloth, you can produce this kind of electricity that could... Yes, Samuel Ogle.
Static.
Static electricity. Yes, I was about to say even walking across concrete can generate static electricity, which is why sometimes explosions take place at gasoline stations. So be very careful about that. Go green.
Zoo Parade for 10.
Zoo Parade for 10 points. Teams, parents who are feeling bereft when the last of their children leaves home are said to suffer, Kenmoor?
Syndrome. Empty nest syndrome.
You got that right. Empty nest syndrome, indeed. Good answer there, Vishnu. Go.
Green things for 10.
Green things, 10 points. Teams, when a hard freeze occurs here in the mid-Atlantic and plants die, the reason they die, why the annuals die, is because these cell parts burst. What cell parts burst? Kenmoor.
Cell wall.
Cell wall. That's what I want to hear. Absolutely right. The pressure inside as those little spicules of ice go out and they break the cell wall and the plant wilts. Red.
Dateline Science for 10.
Dateline for 10 points. Teams, it was 13.7 billion years ago that this cataclysmic event signaled the beginning. Kenmoor?
Big Bang.
The Big Bang, the beginning of the universe, indeed. All right, a score update. It's close. Kenmoor 90, Ogle 75, advantage red. Go.
Body systems for 10.
Body systems for 10 points. Teams, recently in Baltimore, a multiple kidney transplant took place. No incisions. All the kidneys were donated and received through this umbilical souvenir. Kenmoor.
The belly button.
The belly button, absolutely right. They went in and out of the belly button, sparing any kind of scarring. Just amazing microsurgery there. Go red.
Green things for 15.
Green things for 15 points. Teams, even though, even though plants do not have bones, some insects can eat so much of a leaf that the only thing that's left is this. The only thing that's left is this. Kenmoor.
Cellulose.
Not cellulose. Good try. Keep in mind the way I've asked the question, Samuel Ogle. Even though plants don't have bones, some insects can eat so much of a leaf that the only thing that's left is this.
The stem.
The skeleton. The skeleton. There are no bones. There is even a moth called the skeletonizing moth. That was a tough question. Good try, both sides. No points. Red again.
Zoo parade for 15.
Zoo parade for 15 points. Teams, now that the climate is changing and polar bear and brown bear territories overlap, they are interbreeding and producing what kind of, Kenmoor?
Hybrid.
Hybrids. There are now hybrid bears that are part polar bear, part brown bear. Red.
Let's get physical for 15.
Physical for 15 points. Teams, thousands of years ago, the Chinese saw that if they threw pieces of bamboo into the fire, all of the trapped air and gas, and yes, Samuel Ogle.
It would cause the bamboo to explode.
It would cause the bamboo to explode.
Yes, and that was what?
Combustion.
More information.
Spontaneous combustion.
Spontaneous combustion.
Spontaneous combustion.
Oh, good try. Let me finish it. You're going to kick yourselves. Kenmoor, as Tiffany so wonderfully told you, yes, they do explode because bamboo has trapped air and water. They explode. That was the beginning of the Chinese invention of what that we use on the 4th of July?
Fireworks.
Fireworks is where we were headed with that question. Sorry about that, Ogle. Go Kenmoor.
Dateline science for 15.
Dateline for 15 points. Teams, again, we need a specific answer here. Listen carefully. Talk about your best sunscreens. The best natural sunscreen is produced by coral, which is exposed to the sun at low tides. It protects particularly that sunscreen against what most dangerous rays? Most dangerous rays, Kenmoor, as we go to break.
Ultraviolet.
Specifically.
UV.
I need more information. Ogle, can you help out there? What are the most dangerous rays of the sun?
UVA rays.
Ooh, it's the other one. UVB. UVB is what we were looking for. That was the specific answer. Still, nicely played. We come to our first break with a score. Kenmoor 130, Samuel Ogle 75. We'll be back with this important matchup in just a moment. And welcome back to Science Bowl. We hope you've been following us this season and you've seen these 6 young people before. They have always performed just wonderfully, and they're here today doing exactly the same thing. Let's find out a little bit more about them. Let's go first to Kenmoor, a premier middle school here in Prince George's County, just as Samuel Ogle is. Tell us about Kenmoor, Vishnu.
Well, I mean, there's a lot to say, but all I can say is Kenmoor is a great school, and I know all 3 of us really enjoy going there. Yeah. And the best part of it is our guidance secretary, Miss Sabercool, who's also one of our co-sponsors.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's for you, Miss Sabercool.
Yeah, she's out there, and if she's still here, we're going to bring her out so everyone can meet this cool lady who's made all the difference. And Miss Fadi is your principal. And Miss Moore is your sponsor. Yeah. And you have a host of alternates, do you not?
Yeah.
Who are they?
Selena Healy, Jonathan Plain, and Kamyar Dastani.
Wonderful. All right. And I know you're still tossing around what you want to do, but this young man wants to make a difference. He wants to be in the history books, and he has a good chance of making it because he's so multi-talented. Recently won a contest, an essay contest, and was awarded a laptop and an iPod. And what else did you win?
Well, a trophy, and it was more, instead of the prizes, it was really just winning the competition that made me happy. That was wonderful. Well, you're a great captain. Always good to have you back on the program. Ahmed, nice to have you here today. Young man who loves science fiction. Who's your favorite? Do you have a favorite author?
I really like Orson Scott Card.
Yeah, and what has he written that you really like?
I like his Ender's Game series. It's really good.
Yeah. Would you ever like to be a writer yourself?
I don't think I would, because I more like science and the study than writing.
Yeah. Of course, sometimes they can go together. You know, Isaac Asimov was a wonderful science writer, and Jay Gould was a wonderful zoologist who wrote as well, so I hope you maybe follow in those footsteps. What do you have in mind for your future?
I want to write codes for like video games, or I might do something in biology.
Wonderful. All right. I know you'll be successful. Alex, nice to see you here. Those of you that read the Gazette probably saw Alex and Vishnu and Ahmed recently meeting First Lady Michelle Obama because they had a mock science bowl down at the Department of Energy, and I know Kenmoor acquitted themselves very well. How was that to meet the First Lady, Alex?
It was definitely great, and it was an honor. And it shows how, like, we really worked hard in order to achieve our goals.
Absolutely. And she asked the questions, didn't she?
Yes, she
Yeah,
did.
and I know you did very well that day.
Shu read the bonus questions.
That's wonderful. I'm glad you had that experience. Let's go over and talk to Samuel Ogle, always a powerhouse here on Science Bowl. And of course, Samuel Ogle is a past champion when you were in elementary school. So you'd like to begin on that middle school column, I know. Tiffany, tell us a little bit about your school.
Yeah, Miss Brady's our principal, and we have a lot of clubs and stuff to do.
Yeah.
Miss Maxwell is our sponsor.
What's that, Alex?
Miss Maxwell is our sponsor.
Miss Maxwell is your sponsor, and I know she agonizes over every question because she really lives and breathes Science Bowl when it comes to this competition and your time to be on the air. Tiffany, what do you, food sampler. She told us she wants to sample foods. If you had your choice, what kind would you sample?
The free kind.
The free kind, I see. Now, of course, there's coffee tasters and wine tasters and all. How'd you get interested in that?
Oh, the free stuff at the grocery stores.
Have you hit the Whole Foods ever?
Yeah.
Oh,
and
my
keep
gosh.
coming back.
Yeah. Well, on Sunday mornings, they sometimes even have smoked salmon there, so but you hit the jackpot. You're a great player. You're a great personality, Tiffany. Nice to have you here. Chuck, nice to have you with us as well. Young man, serious-minded. How long have you played the cello? He is an accomplished cellist.
I've been playing since 4th grade.
Fourth grade.
It's probably been like 4 years.
4 years. Do you play in an orchestra?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know there's a great performing arts center in Bowie. Have you ever been there to perform?
Once, because I was in the honors orchestra and we performed there last year.
Yeah, that's a great thrill to be part of that and to make music that influences people's lives. And heck, you can change their moods. If they've had a bad day, you can just reverse it with a nice rendition. Nice to have you here, Chuck. What do you want to do when you get older?
Either become a professional celloist or a writer.
Or a writer. Wonderful. Alex, nice to see you here. Alex was on the team when he was in elementary school at Yorktown, and his mom was the coach of the team and continues to be involved in Science Bowl as a judge, and we love having her involvement. Alex, tell us about yourself. Give us the Alex story.
Oh, well, I usually have good grades. Yes, I have good grades in school, and I'm thinking about, when I go to college, I'm thinking about going to William and Mary so I can study marine biology and music.
Wow, that's a nice combination, marine biology and music. I remember the songs of the humpback whale. You know, it kind of combined the two.
Yes.
Nice to have you on the show, Alex. Let's get back to our game. Ogle 75, Kenmoor 130. All of the big questions are left. Good luck, teams. We begin. Kenmoor.
Potpourri for 15.
Potpourri for 15 points. Teams, look at the monitor in the studio, if you would, please, and you'll see a group of horseshoe crabs. Now, horseshoe crabs are not crabs at all. They are related to spiders and mites and scorpions in a group known as what class? What class, Kenmoor?
Arachnids.
Arachnids, absolutely right. Good answer. Go, Vishnu.
Zoo parade for 20.
Zoo parade for 20 points. Teams, a numerical answer. Some insects and a few amphibians go through what is called hypermetamorphosis, meaning they go through more than how many stages? Yes, Samuel Ogle. More than how many in hypermetamorphosis?
More than 4.
More than 4.
More than 4, absolutely right. Egg, larva, pupa, adult, one on. Some of them have multiple imago stages, which is the larval stage. Thank you, Alex, for your assist. Go, green.
Dateline for 25.
Dateline for 25. Big one in that category. Teams, the #1 selling car in the country right now. Vishnu.
Ford Focus.
Ford Focus.
Not the Ford Focus. Good try. Samuel Ogle, the #1 selling car in America right now is a Ford product. It is a sedan, and it has the same name as when you take two atomic nuclei and join them together into one supernuclei, and a lot of energy is released as a result. It is known as the Ford what?
Ford Fusion.
You got it. Ford Fusion. Absolutely right for 25 points. Good. Go. Ogle.
Dateline Science for 20.
Dateline for 20 points. Teams, you know, a lot of people used to think that people would burst into flames automatically, spontaneous combustion. We know that's not true. Something else that's not true is if you take a piece of raw meat, it's not automatically going to, Samuel Ogle?
What's that bug thing?
It's not automatically gonna...
Turn into... Oh, wait.
No, turn into this. It's...
Yes, sir? Yes?
It won't, like, come apart and turn into dust. It won't, like...
Turn into a living thing.
Yeah, it won't life won't come out of it. It won't burst into bugs or...
And what's that known as?
That is known as... It's...
Kenmoor, that's where I'm headed. That's where I'm headed. Spontaneous combustion is when people or things just burst into flames for no reason. But Francesco Redi, the scientist, showed that if you have rotten meat, it doesn't automatically produce maggots. Flies have to lay their eggs on the meat for the maggots to develop, because people used to think they came from nothing, and that's called spontaneous what? Generation, that's where I was headed. All right, spontaneous generation. Nice try there, Ogle. I thought you were maybe headed in that direction. Go again, please. Red.
Body systems for 20.
Body systems for 20. Teams, children often get the DPT vaccine. It protects you against certain bacterial infectious diseases. The D is diphtheria, the P is pertussis, and the T is what disease? The T is what bacterial infectious disease? Ogle.
Is it tuberculosis?
Yeah, say tuberculosis.
Okay, Alex.
Oh.
Alex?
Tuberculosis.
Good try. Not tuberculosis. DPT, the triple vaccine, is diphtheria, pertussis, and what is the T? A bacterial infectious disease. Tetanus. Tetanus was the last one. Go again, please. Red. Wendy, is that correct? Thank you.
Okay.
Vishnu?
Okay, let's get physical for 5.
Let's get physical for 5 points. Look at the monitor, please, if you would. Teams, this Spirit rover has been stuck in a sand trap for 6 months on what planet? Kenmoor?
Mars.
Mars, that's right. They're still trying to get it out of there. Go. Red.
Science Potpourri for 5.
Let's turn the light off first there. Wendy, if you could, on the left there, turn the red. Okay. And Vishnu, you asked for?
Science Potpourri for 5.
Potpourri for 5 points. Teams, this is a shame. These cuddly little marsupials in Australia are threatened with extinction, Kenmoor.
Koalas.
Koala bears, yes indeed. They're getting stressed out by all the bushfires and all the dogs and all the traffic. It ain't easy being a koala in modern day Australia. Go red.
Green things for 20.
Green things, 20 points. Teams, the most expensive spice in the world is saffron, because it takes over 1,000 of these S-initialed female reproductive plant parts. Samuel Ogle?
Spores.
Not spores, no. Kenmoor, it takes over 1,000 of these S-initialed female reproductive plant parts to make a single ounce of saffron.
Stamens.
Not stamens. Stamens are male. Stigmas. Stigmas was the answer. Go red.
Dateline Science for 5.
Dateline for 5 points. Scientists now think that these nightly events that occur during REM sleep are actually tune-ups for the brain. Kenmoor? Yes, sir.
I'll pass it to Ahmed.
Ahmed?
When your eyes twitch. REM.
I think you missed the point of the question, Ahmed. Good try. Samuel Ogle, scientists now think that these events that occur during REM sleep are actually tune-ups for the brain.
Dreams?
Dreams is what I want. Absolutely right, which occur during REM sleep. All right, 175, 125. Tiffany, your advantage.
Okay, green things for 25.
Green things for 25. Big one in that category, teams. The tomato seeds that were sent by NASA into space aboard the space shuttle were exposed to radiation while they were up there. When they came back, people wondered, will they germinate? Because what might have happened to their chromosomes? What might have happened to their chromosomes, Samuel Ogle?
The chromosomes might have mutated.
Okay, the
Yes.
chromosomes might have mutated.
Absolutely right. That's what I want to hear. Good, go.
Okay, Zoo Parade for 25.
Zoo Parade for 25 points, teams. Recently, a new crab was found that lives underwater and feeds on trees that have fallen into the ocean. That crab, like all crabs, is a crustacean, and like all crabs, belongs for 25 points. Samuel Ogle?
An arthropod.
An arthropod?
It is an arthropod. It belongs to phylum Arthropoda. Absolutely right. That's what we're headed for. And with that, we have a tie game, 175 all. Ogle, go.
Let's get physical for 20.
Let's get physical for 20 points. Two-part question. Teams, when football players collide on the field or when cars run into each other, they illustrate the laws of what produced by whom? Kenmoor, two-part question.
The laws of physics provided by Newton.
Close, close. Samuel Ogle, the laws of what produced by whom when football players collide or cars bang into each other?
The laws of... No, it wasn't the science podcast. It was when they got it. The laws of force.
Laws of Newton.
Laws of force, maybe.
All right, Ogle, what do you want to tell me?
Laws.
No.
Yes, please?
Laws of force.
Laws. Wait, no.
Laws of Newton produced by the force of the cars.
No. Good try. Newton's laws of motion. Motion is what we were headed for there. Good try, both teams. Still a tie score. Tiffany, advantage still yours.
Body systems for 5.
Body systems for 5 points. Teams, if you don't care about anybody's feelings or protocol, you are said to step on people's whats. So you step on people's what, Samuel Ogle?
Toes.
Toes, yes, good, go.
Zoo Parade for 5.
Zoo Parade for 5 points. Teams, listen to this. This is not humans, but what animal? Listen carefully. These animals like to lie around. They like to drink. Vishnu?
Sloth.
Sloth, not a sloth. Samuel Ogle, these animals like to lie around. They like to drink, and if given the chance, they'll actually smoke and they'll watch TV. These are not human men. These are what porcine animals?
Are they monkeys?
Monkeys?
Pigs. Pigs. All right. Go again, please. Green.
Green things for 5.
Green things for 5 points. Teams, if you want to start something if you want to stop something even before it starts, you're said to nip it in the what, Kenmoor?
Bud.
Bud, absolutely right. Nip it in the bud. We have less than 2 minutes in the game. We have a tie score, 180. We have 4 questions left. Vishnu, choose.
Science potpourri for 20.
Potpourri for 20 points. Teams, multiple choice question. When Mount St. Helens erupted 30 years ago, the landscape was devastated. Slowly it has come back with more plants and animals. Is that process called conversion, evolution, or succession? Which of those three, Kenmoor?
Succession.
Yes, succession is what I want to hear. Good, go. Vishnu.
Let's get physical for 25.
Let's get physical for 25. Big one in that category, teams. If you are trying to whiten your teeth, the bleach that is found in practically all the tooth whitening toothpaste is H2O2. Kenmoor.
Hydrogen peroxide.
Hydrogen peroxide is what it is. Absolutely right. All right. Kenmoor has the advantage here. Vishnu, go.
Science potpourri for 25.
Potpourri for 25 points. Teams, the hand sanitizers that we see everywhere today have as their main ingredient a substance that has to be, Tiffany, what is the main ingredient?
Alcohol.
Alcohol it is, that's right. You've got to denature it so that it's not drinkable. And our last question of the game, 25 points in body systems, is as follows. Listen carefully. If you have osteoporosis, you have weakened bones. If you have neuritis, you have weakened nerves. If you have myositis, you have weakened whats? Kenmoor. Myositis. Weakened what?
Muscles.
Muscles is correct, and that's the winning answer. We will be back in a moment. Don't you go away. Don't go away. And welcome back. There was an audible gasp here in the studio from everybody, the judges included, because rarely have we seen a game this close. What a finale it was. After that 2-minute warning, there are few football games as exciting as this game was. Let's look at the final tally. It is Samuel Ogle 205, Kenmoor 250. You've done it. You're going to the semifinals. Alex and Vishnu and Ahmed, congratulations. And look at all of the happy people back there from Kenmoor. Jonathan and Kenmoor and Selena, Emily Moore, and the coolest of the cool, Miss Savercool right here. Congratulations. Ogle, you guys are amazing. Amazing. Alex and Tiffany and Chuck, what a wonderful game you played here. And look at all of your people back there. They're agreeing with us. Wave, everybody. Alex and Ashley and Patrick. And we've got Alex again and Logan and Emma. And who else am I missing there? and Miss Maxwell, and Maurice. All of them there. Supreme and wonderful students all. We congratulate them. We're going to see you in the semifinals. Don't miss it. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.